Ladies and Japanese guitar lovers, yeah, because that's what we've got today. Look, let's crack on, we'll have a listen to it, and then I shall tell you all I can, so let's do that. So certainly it is time, and we'll start with the Seymour Duncan here in the bridge. It really is irresistible when you've got one of those to play with. Let's have a listen to between the humbucker and the centre. Into the centre. Between the centre and the neck. And finally onto the neck. See how it cleans up. I expect that that will be rather pleasant. And starting with the bridge and on the full fat Seymour Duncan. And so now we'll split the coil. Lovely. Into the position between the bridge and the centre. Into the centre. Into the position between the centre and the neck. And onto the neck. Really nice, I hope it came across okay. It's very, very good. Okay, moving on. So, 1990, 1991, certainly that was the only 2 years that these were made, and I did have difficulty finding out any information about these, because when my mate Jake brought it round, I could see Charvel on the headstock, but there was nothing pointing, nothing there that would impale anyone. So, a search on the internet proved quite fruitless until I typed in Charvel ugly headstock, and then it all popped up. So this is the Charvel ST Custom from 1990 or 1991, certainly made in Japan. The factory, unsure, but let's have a look from stem to stern. So the first thing that I do like is I like these vintage Fender-Esque tuners where you put the string down the middle of the hole. If you have a look at the restring at Floyd Rose, this was the victim. So you put the string down the hole and then wind it around the slotted capstan. Very, very nice indeed. And we can have a look at these at the back, and you will also see on the back there are 2 screws poking out there that should be retaining a block that holds 2 Allen keys to undo and redo various bolts and bits and bobs on the guitar. Moving on to the neck is Canadian rock maple, certainly bolted onto a maple body, and the fingerboard is rosewood. I'm not sure about those dot inlays. Certainly the ones on the 12th do look a little bit shimmery, but I don't know whether they're acrylic or anything slightly more exotic, either nacre or mother of pearl. The scratch plate certainly looks original. The humbucker in the bridge is certainly not original. That would have had a Jackson branded item in there, but certainly we've got a Seymour Duncan, which is rather nice. That's popping out 8.5, which is in keeping with the centre and the neck pickups, which are both popping out, typical strap figures, about the 4.5. The 5-position blade switch does exactly what it's supposed to do, as does the toggle switch down here, which splits the humbucker from humbucker to single. 1 tone, 1 volume, and yeah, and you see, it's got a Floyd Rose, licensed Floyd Rose bridge in it, hasn't it? And strictly speaking, it shouldn't have. Nor should it have this battery compartment here. So this is as though it was a precursor to the Charvel model series that did have that 9 dB boost circuit in them, and also had a Floyd Rose. But certainly, just take a look at that, but certainly the cutout is definitely factory. That is definitely original, and I can tell you that I reckon I was the first human inside there, because it is absolutely untouched. No evidence of ever having a wire or that, that little clippy thing that holds a 9-volt battery in it. So I don't know whether this might have been a special order that didn't get completed or something along those lines, but certainly it does stand out from the run of the mill, and it is a joy to play. The fretwork is absolutely exemplar, and modern manufacturers should be taking a leaf out of this book. There's no jagged edges. The fret leveliness is a loveliness, and it plays absolutely impeccably. I've really had an absolute blast playing this, and quite frankly, the only real issue that it had, if I'm perfectly honest, was, well, apart from there was a horrible nasty dribble down here that looked like it was brake fluid or something like that, but luckily we've cleaned that up. I assumed that somebody had been squirting something unpleasant on this bottom E fine tuning wheel because it was stuck fast. But we've we've got it freed up now, as you'll see from that restring a Floyd Rose video, if you take a look. So string height, we are at certainly 1.25 at the 12th, and by the way, I've not touched that. That's how it came. I've not touched the frets because they were perfect. I have conditioned the fretboard because it was as dry as a biscuit. But this is, and I might have said this half a dozen times before, but look at the grain. The grain in that is a thing of beauty. So yeah, what an absolutely belting instrument. And if you are on so these probably go out for around the 500 quid mark. So probably roughly the same kind of price as a used made in Mexico Fender Strat. Which is better? Well, it's horses for courses. If you want to stand out from the crowd and you do want to, and I've got to come back to this neck and the fretwork. It really is superb. So they are a worthy alternative, certainly made in Japan. But if you do find one, just make sure that all the electrics work okay and that there's no gaping wounds in it. I mean, with this. Let me see. I don't think that we've even got a neck pocket nick or a nick pocket neck. Nicky, pocky, wiki, nicky thingy. So there you go. Well worth a look at these if you're in the market for this kind of thing that gives you both, obviously from status quo to Metallica kind of thing. All right, thanks for looking in, and I'll see you soon. Adios, amigos. Ta-ra.